What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larson, and you're listening to Secret MLM Hacks Radio. Oh, yeah. So here's the real mystery. How do real MLMers like us, who didn't cheat and only bug family members and friends, who want to grow a profitable home business, how do we recruit A players into our downlines and create extra incomes, yet still have plenty of time for the rest of our lives? That's the blaring question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Steve Larson, and welcome to Secret MLM Hacks Radio. How you guys doing? I'm excited for this episode. I am very excited to share this with you, actually. So I was at an event this last week. I know some of you guys follow both shows I have, and there'll probably be a third one at some point. Who knows? But I was at this awesome event. If you guys ever heard of Grant Cardone, Grant Cardone had an event called the 10X Growth Con, and it was amazing. It goes through and talks about, basically a lot of it's a lot of cool goal setting, how to sell better, things like that. And it was interesting. It was a lot of fun. It's cool. Well, my friend and mentor, and old boss, Russell Brunson at CEO of ClickFunnels, came and he spoke, and he was teaching everybody how all this funnel stuff works in different industries. And he's like, and if you're an e-com, this is how it works over here, right? And there's 8,500 people. 8,500 people. We were in a stadium, literally. And we're all sitting in there, and the lights were dark, and I was listening to Russell, and he was talking, and he's teaching everyone, how to use a lot of cool like funnel automation and the internet to sell in different industries. And one of the things that people will fight a lot of times, they'll say, hey, Steven, this is cool, but I just don't know if it works for me. I just don't think it'll work for my MLM. I just don't think it'll work for, my product. And you might be right. There might be some rules, some, whatever. And you guys know I got a little bit passionate in that last episode as I talked about what MLM that I'm, or how I chose my MLM and things like that. And frankly, I still believe what I said, that if you really truly cannot use anything internet related, why the heck are you in your MLM? You know what I mean? It's like, if you can't take advantage of the cool stuff where everyone's actually buying, where the buying eyes are, right? Where people expect to purchase stuff, where the easy sales happen. You better really, really, really love your product. Anyway, that's a different topic. But so I was sitting there, and Russell was going through, and he was teaching everybody, like, look, if I was in e-com, I'd do this. If I was in retail, I'd do this. If I was an affiliate, I'd do this. And then he said, if I was in network marketing, I would do this. And in fact, I didn't tell Steven, where are you? And, it was at 8,500 people, so I just yelled super loud. I was like, whoa! And I yelled really loud, and it shocked everyone around me. And he goes, what Steven's doing in network marketing is he makes people apply to join his downline, and they got to go through, and before he even tells people what MLM he's in, they go through and they apply, and they create a relationship with him, and there's this cool things that he sends out to him, and it's this process, and then at the very end, then he goes through and talks about his MLM, then he goes through and talks about, and I was like, holy crap, and he took screenshots of my funnel, and he put it in front of everyone, and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, that's so nice of you. And I gave him just the most amazing, I just thanked him like crazy. And anyway, it was really, really cool that he did that. And I was like, first of all, I was floored that he used what I'm doing as an example. And I was like, man, that's really cool. And I hope that people realize that what I'm doing here, what I'm teaching on this podcast, what I'm teaching in my product, what Secret MLM Hacks is extremely cutting edge. It's not like anything else that's out there. I had someone write in and ask, well, is it like this other thing? Is it like the thing? No, there's nothing else that teaches anything that does what it does. Okay. There's nothing else. Okay. And it's the reason I felt passionate enough to leave my job over it. Okay. Which is ludicrous. I get it. It is. I understand that. But it was justified enough in my head. Everyone acts out of enough reason in their head to justify at least their own behaviors. And I did that. And it was because of this. And so what I did is, at first I was like, man, that's so cool. And then I was like, I hope everyone realizes like what he just said and how much credibility comes with the stuff that I'm trying to teach everybody. And then I was looking through my webinar script, right? I was looking through and realized that I was watching the replays. I was like, I'm gonna pull this parts of this clip and I'm gonna put it inside of my free web class. And if you've not had a chance to go to, through my free web class, would love to have you. SecretMLMHacks.com. And what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm using it as a piece of authority and credibility, showing that what I'm teaching is actually legit. It's awesome. Straight from the mouth of the man, right? Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels. Like, you know what I mean? And I am not somebody to, guys, I get really weird when it comes to like, I don't know, authority plays. In fact, I was just making fun of somebody's funnel, someone's product, which is all about how cool he is. And I was like, oh, come on. I spoke at this event once that was all about how you should gain like certain amounts of credibility inside of marketplaces, and there's an element to that, you guys, but like I make fun of it like crazy. In fact, one of the biggest lessons I ever heard and learned was actually also from Russell, and we were talking about this very principle. Should you showboat, right? Should you look like you are hugely wealthy and massively successful? Right? Should you, and it was interesting. And we were talking about those things, and I feel a little bit weird about it. I don't necessarily agree. There's times and places for it. And I believe that this web class that I'm doing, that is a time and place. There's a very strategic place for it, which would be great to show just as an example. Like, hey, look, like the guy is talking about me and this program that you're going through right now. Like, is that not credibility enough to go purchase it? Right? And actually see what this is all about. See what all the buzz has been about. Right. But there's a very specific lesson that he taught me. And this is all I wanted to tell you guys. This is going to probably be a shorter episode, but I really believe this. I think Tai Lopez has got some great stuff. I really do. I think it's funny that, he's kind of taking pictures in front of cars all the time, since he owns them. Okay, we're cool with that. But I have heard of people going and renting expensive exotic cars. Like, this is a thing, okay? Go renting exotic looking cars and renting a very expensive looking suit and taking pictures in front of them as if it was theirs. And they'll go use it as if that is what makes a sale happen. As if that is the reason why someone will come and follow you and buy from you. And it drives me nuts. If that's who you really are, great, right? Expose that part of yourself, right? Be an open book. Whatever it is if that's not your normal thing, do not feel pressure to do that stuff. I don't, right? Most of the time, I literally just wear a t-shirt, jeans, and I am barefoot all the time. Why? Because that's me. I hate shoes. Even when I did work for someone else, I never wore my shoes around the office. And I had people who'd come up and they'd ask me like, "Are you just trying to connect with the earth a little more?" Like, no, it has nothing to do with woo-woo or anything like that. It's literally out of straight comfort. And he's like, "Oh, really?" It's like, they let you do that here? It's like, I don't know. I just never really asked. It just kind of took my shoes off all day. And whatever those differences are in your life, it's all about expanding and highlighting the differences in your life, okay? But there are times and place when it comes to using credibility, when showing like, look, I do know what the heck I'm talking about, right? And that's you should have that as well. It doesn't mean you need to go around. I know some people you're like, I don't feel comfortable running around being like, oh man, look how good I am. Like, if it feels that way to you, then it probably feels that way to other people as well. Okay? There is a level of confidence that you should have. Okay, the most confident person in the room always wins. That's one of my favorite quotes. You could be fighting for the wrong point. You could be actually totally dead wrong. But as long as you're the most confident person in the room, you will always win. Okay, you must be confident. Okay, you must have confidence in what you do and what you sell, your MLM's products, the opportunity you're with. You must be confident with it. If you cannot have complete, absolute certainty in what it is that you're selling, start looking at what you're doing, right? And so, when it comes to those things, like there is this area where you should show off a little, know how to talk about yourself appropriately. Look, I am doing X. Look, I'm good at it. Right? Look, I'm really good at Y and Z. Look, I'm really good at it. This person over here said that as well. Got some credibility from them, right? There's ways to do it without looking like you're, a self-centered jerk. Can I say that? I don't know. That's how I feel though. And there's ways to do it though without looking like you are using your authority and credibility to solely sell. You can use it to help break people's beliefs about you and rebuild it and help them realize that, I actually have done this stuff. And, that's the same reason someone asks for a resume. Okay, this is another form of a resume, a far more effective one in my opinion. But this is like having a resume that's actually valid, that people are actually going to care about when someone else says, yes, you are doing great. Yes, it's someone else who's higher in their level of influence, higher in their level of authority, right? And that there are certain times and places to use it. Just be careful that you, to your audience, don't look like you're being self-centered. So here was the quote. Okay, this was the quote. This was taught to me also by my friend and mentor, Russell Brunson, and he said, this is what he said. He said, if you want credibility, don't seek it. That's what he said to me. I said, oh, that's really good. He said, seriously, if you want credibility in your life, don't seek it. If you want fame, don't seek it. If you want, right, the moment you begin to look like you're seeking authority, your market sees it and they will distance themselves from you because you are actively trying to increase the plane that you are on. You're actively trying to increase the level that you're on. You're trying to show, look how good I am, right? Instead of buoying up the other people around you, okay? I think it was Tony Robbins that said, if you, to get what you want in life, all you got to do is help everyone get other things that they want in life. You got to help enough people get what they want in life and you'll have what you want in life, right? So it's all about helping other people, right? But there's a level, there's a spot when it comes to anyway. I hope you guys get the point. Hope you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to say here. Is that there is a level, there's an area where it's helpful to do so. To actually talk, you need to know how to talk about yourself. You got to know how to sell yourself. They're buying you after all, right? You got to, but do it in a way where it doesn't look like you're like, completely egotistical. And if you're like, Steve, what's wrong with that? You know what? Maybe there's nothing wrong with that, but there are people who are attracted to that, and a huge amount of people who are not. So anyway, my challenge to you guys, yes, I'm going to challenge you on this podcast episode today, is if you have no video of somebody else talking about how great you've been in their life, right? Go get it. Right? If you have no person of authority who's saying, "Oh my gosh, look, Steve Larson says I'm great," or in my case, or Russell Brunson says this stuff works, then this is great, right? If you don't have, you need that kind of stuff. There are very, very, very famous marketing launches, right? Where the person, the entrepreneur has gone out and they've launched a product. And they've got the sales funnel, and they've got the sales script, and they've got all this, they've got tons and tons they got lots of sales stuff, right? And they do it right. And they make tons of money, and they'll close the cart down, and people can't buy for a long time, and they'll go get results with the people who bought. Okay, and there was this, I cannot remember his name. I'm so sorry, guys. I remember the lesson, I remember the principle, so I'm sorry I can't quote it, who it was. But what he did is he went and he took all of the social proof, right? He took all the testimonials, he took all the results people were having with his actual product, and he went and he relaunched his product with no sales video, no sales script. There was literally nothing on the page except an absolutely gigantic web page full of testimonials. And it made as much money as the first time he launched it. With no sales script, no sales video. Okay, that's the power of it, guys. Social proof is huge, right? Getting the bless off of people that are higher in authority and influence of you is huge. You should have that stuff. You should get it. Okay, you should know when to use it. You should know when to talk about yourself. You should know when not to, right? You should know when to do when it might be sounding and feeling like you're just completely obsessed with yourself. And you're not actually there to solve legitimate problems inside the marketplace, right? In fact. Some of the, for those of you guys who have seen it, in fact, the very funnel Russell was talking about, the way I do it is I go through and I get a whole bunch of videos of people talking about how I've helped solve actual legitimate problems for them, right? Next to the actual application. So as you're filling out the application to join my downline, people are saying like, look, Steven helped me with this, this, and this. This is what was going on in my life beforehand. Now this is what's going on in my life afterwards, right? And that's me doing exactly the very same thing. There are times to use it, but not every single piece 24/7 is me saying, look how great I am. Look how amazing I am, right? So know when to use it. So my challenge to you is that if you have been helping people, which you have probably, I'm sure you have been. I hope you have been, right? If you feel like there's no one you can reach out to and say, hey, do you mind filming like a little video for me just on your phone saying like, hey, this is what my life was like before I met Steven. Now this is what it's like afterwards, right? If there's literally no one that you can reach out to, I wager that you've not done enough for other people, okay? So what I would do is go get a whole bunch of videos from the people in your downline or other people who are of influence who would be willing to do something like that with you and give you that stamp of approval saying, hey, I certify this guy, be truthful about it, be ethical about it, but doing that does a lot. So I'm very excited. I'm taking that video clip out. I can't believe he said that on Grant Cardone's stage in front of 8,500 people. Very, very nice of him. And he went, he walked through the funnel briefly, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it inside the Secret MLM Hacks free web class. So you guys can see the very concept I'm talking about in that web class. You guys can see his christening of what I'm talking about, okay? So go ahead and if you've not checked it out, I would love to have you guys go to secretmlmhacks.com. You guys can check that on out. And then anyway, go grab those little pieces of credibility for yourself. Anyways, guys, thanks so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Would you like me to teach your own downline 5 simple MLM recruiting tips for free? If so, go download your free MLM Masters Pack by subscribing to this podcast at secretmlmhacksradio.com.